Test? Okay, guys. We're going to talk about my top picks for Bitcoin, Litecoin, etc. in the coming new year. And I'm going to tell you why I like these picks. I'm going to give you a little bit of my history. If you don't want to hear my history, you can skip ahead for my picks. It'll be towards the middle of this video. Alright, this is my first, not my first ever altcoin video. But it is, I don't do these very often. And I kind of wanted to get into the mix and share with you where I've been. And I will say I've been very successful. I'm not elite successful, but very successful so far. Because I got into this stuff about the year 2013. So let me tell you my story first, and then we'll move on to the coins I like and why. So, you know, you kind of need to establish credibility with your audience before you just start blabbing out why. Alright, back in 2013, I'm pretty sure is when I first started hearing of Bitcoin on the alternative news. And by the way, that's where you get your news. Don't go to the mainstream media. They're the ones basically telling you to do the opposite. But anyway, back in 2012, I was a delegate for Ron Paul, and I got involved in Ron Paul group, and I started realizing how much misinformation there was, and how much propaganda in, you know, the CNBC and the MSNBC, CNN, all that propaganda stuff. I started to realize that there were two things going on. There's what they want you to believe and what there really is going on. So I started listening to Alex Jones, and you know, with a grain of salt and all, but he was pretty much on the money, and it really opened my eyes to this sort of deep state. I've known about this deep state stuff for years. This led me to Bitcoin, and I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was about $35 or $40 when I first started buying it. And so I think I bought up to 9 or 10 coins at one time. And having no idea where it was going to go, spending $300 or $400 to me was a bad idea. But like, you know, I had maybe $350, $400. I was all scared, like, oh no, what if I lose that? And so I sold most of it off, and I kept like a couple coins, right? So I kept those coins, and I said, you know what, I'm going to hide them, put them in the safe, and just forget about them, whatever. And then, you know, I saw Litecoin as still an opportunity, and I'm pretty sure Litecoin was like $6 back in 2013. And so I decided I'm going to build some mining machines. And I started buying video cards, and I bought motherboards. I still have them, by the way. I bought these $300 video cards, a whole bunch of them, and I had a friend come in with me, and I started mining Litecoin. And I think they were $6 to $8 to $9 then, and it even got up to like 30, and then it would drop down, and I started to think, you know, these are good, but they're not great. And I kept mining them, and the mining, right at that time, the mining started to get harder and harder, and the coins were coming slower and slower. And I actually have some videos out there of me mining. I'll show you if you want to see. Let me bring it up. So I was mining, and the difficulty rate was getting harder. Let me find this video if you want to see it. Litecoin mining rig, Linux BAMT. If you type that in, I'll probably come up. This one's got 5,000 views, probably recently. Okay, so here's the thing. I spent probably $2,000, and my friend came in with me, and he spent another $1,500. I probably spent a total of $4,000 or $5,000, maybe $4,000 on all these rigs, right? Which, in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just bought a bunch of coins, because it was fun, and I learned a lot, and I was able to build these machines. It was really fun, but in hindsight, I could have just bought a bunch of Bitcoin, and I would literally have about $300,000 right now had I bought the coins instead of trying to mine them. Okay, so that was a mistake on my part, but back then you didn't know. I thought, well, if I just mine a bunch, that'd be, you know, more interesting anyway. So I ended up with about 100 Litecoins, and I split them with my friend recently because I didn't want to hold them for him anymore. And so he has half and I have half. Okay, so I have a little history, and then it seemed to kind of die out, and then the machines weren't producing coins, and it was electricity. It was literally heating up my entire basement, these machines were. And it kind of worried me. I'm spending all this money on electricity, and I'm only getting this little coin that's not coming in. It was coming in really slow, so I kind of just let it die, and then I repurposed these computers and just used the motherboards and all. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. So I kept all these coins, and years have passed. Then all of a sudden, recently, bam, everything starts to shoot up because it's starting to hit the mainstream now. Okay, and now I'm paying attention. I'm scouring the web, and I'm reading, I'm learning, I'm watching lots of videos, because the little bit that I did have is worth a lot of money right now. And I really think that it's going to be worth a lot more now. The more I look at this, the more I believe in it, the more I understand it, the more I just wanted to say we are at the very, very, very beginning of this. We're looking at literally, you're not going to know how this is going to play out for three years minimum, 5 years. In 10 years, it'll be mainstream. They still haven't built anything around this yet. Things that are going to happen that will shoot this up is with the day that Amazon announces they're taking Litecoin. I expect a $2,000 Litecoin, $5,000 Litecoin. When you can buy things on Amazon with these coins, it's going to, oh my God, you're going to wish you had bought it. I'll put it that way. My only regret is I didn't buy more. I literally could have bought Litecoin when it was $6. I had the opportunity, and I thought I would build them instead. I should have just bought a bunch of them. It was so stupid. In hindsight. All right, so now I'm going to talk to you about the coins I like. Here is my list of my favorite coins from top to bottom. Now, I like these coins because they're well recognized, they're well known, and I also understand a little bit about them and really believe in the idea. Let's start off with these two are probably my favorites right now, Ethereum and Litecoin. Now, no one has explained Ethereum very well, I've found. But I'm going to try to do it really quick. I'm going to try to give you, I'm a computer programmer, by the way. And I don't fully understand it, but I get a good idea of Ethereum. So basically, with Bitcoin, you have to realize it was the first one. It's kind of big and clunky. It's slow, which is why I don't really rank it that high. And it's expensive too. I'd rather not buy Bitcoin. I'm not buying Bitcoin, but I'm glad I have some. Does that make sense? I wouldn't want to buy Bitcoin, but I do want to own it. It's great, it's good, it's the one everyone knows, but it's not, I don't think it's the best. All right, Ethereum. So what it is, Bitcoin is stored in this blockchain, which is unbreakable. It's got a copy, it's got a copy of it. Anyone that uses Bitcoin, there's a copy of the ledger, so to speak. Well, Ethereum takes that a step further, and it adds code which executes a program that's designed to fire within the same blockchain. It's designed to fire at a certain time and date, depending on the parameters that you give it, and no matter what, it cannot be stopped. So, let me give you an example. These are some crazy examples, but an example of a good Ethereum contract might be, this is very crazy, but Ethereum contract might be, I'm going to buy some insurance on my house that I live in a floodplain. And it usually rains a lot in June. So my insurance policy is going to be, if it rains more than 12 inches in a 7-day period, I want to collect 300 Ethereum coins from the escrow account. Now, the code and the program is set up, and you make a contract with an insurance company or something, and it will look at those parameters at those days, and it will decide, did it rain? Did the official count of rain go over 12 inches in that 7 days? If yes, it will automatically send you your coins. If no, it will not. It will fire no matter what. So what that does is it eliminates any possibility of reneging on the deal. So if you make a deal, it's going to fire no matter what. You will get your coins, it will show up in your account, and nothing can stop it. You can't get sued, the company can't go out of business and say, oh, well, it didn't rain that much. It didn't touch your house, so we're only going to pay you. No, it will fire off. You will get your money, okay? Here's another example. Gambling. I'm betting that the Raiders win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to bet 3 Ethereum coins, and the payout will be 10 or nothing. And so the day, 1 hour after the Super Bowl is over, the program will go and check the score, and it will be either yes, they won the Super Bowl, or no. If the answer is yes, it will send you the coins. If it's no, You will not. That is just a quick example of a contract that will fire. It's stuck in the blockchain and it cannot be changed. That is amazing. Those two examples are just literally endless examples of how this is going to work. Okay, now, loving Ethereum. It's expensive, but you can own, you can own portions of it. I wish I knew about that earlier. I started buying at 250, and I think it's like 700 or 800 now. Okay, Litecoin. Litecoin's always been good. It's always been called the silver to the Bitcoin gold. I've noticed when I send transactions, they're very fast, and it literally feels light. It's fast. It's got a good name. There's a guy behind it pushing it. This Charlie Lee guy. I don't necessarily like how he's pushing it, but there is somebody there promoting this coin. I like Litecoin. These are my top two favorites to own. I think Litecoin is worth $1,000 to $1,200 right now, and you can buy it for like $250. By the way, there was a crash yesterday, but it recovered. We're at a point where it recovered like literally within 1 day. Okay, moving on. Ripple coin is, let's look at it. XRP. I love Ripple for this reason. First of all, it's really cheap, but you have to understand that the circulating supply is about 4 times as much as Bitcoin. So basically, I first started looking at this and I'm like, why is it so cheap? Why wouldn't this be like $100 to $300 to $500? Well, the answer is because there's so many of them. So just imagine there's whatever 12 billion, I don't know exactly, 12 billion Bitcoins. Well, there's like 38 billion of these coins. So there's a lot more of them. That makes them easier to trade, and I think less susceptible to volatility also. So imagine all the people, and it's also super fast. So it touts itself as being like very fast, as in 2 to 3 seconds per transaction. I think people are already using it. So it is even better than Litecoin. It's kind of like super Litecoin. I heard it takes up to 4 hours for Bitcoin to go through, yet it takes, if you Google what is Ripple, it will tell you the dynamics of it, but it takes like 2 to 3 seconds for Ripple. So it's cheap, it's light, it's fast, people like it. I want to own it, so I would buy, and I want to own Ripple. I think a $10 Ripple is very likely. I started buying at 79 cents. It's already up. All right, OMG. Now I don't know much about Bitcoin. Is big and heavy and slow. I actually don't like Bitcoin. I would never want my entire wallet is worth a lot of money. I wouldn't even want it on my computer. To me, it's like a huge chunk of gold that I don't really want to carry around with me. You see, so I don't even want to use Bitcoin. And the transactions are huge. They take forever, 3-4 hours. It takes 3 days to download the whole blockchain. I actually don't like Bitcoin. I think it's still got brand name recognition. Everyone knows what it is. It's gonna go $100,000. I think easy $100,000 per coin. And if I have several of them, guess what? $200,000-$300,000, right? I'm gonna sit on and own, but I don't want to buy anymore. OMG. Now I don't know much about OMG, but I've heard good things. OMG. I should have wrote that differently. What is OMG? At first, when I saw OMG Coin, I thought, oh, that sounds like some kind of stupid coin, right? But it's actually a company. What is OMG? Sorry. Omisago. If you read about it, it's some kind of company, and they do some kind of banking thing in Asia. I'm gonna let you read about that. I like it. I like the buzz around it. I like where it's going, and I think another reason is I don't want to be loaded up on just one coin. I want to spread it out. So my gut says OMG is a good thing. Do I know much about it? Not really. Okay, library. Now this is what I would call my long shot. Let's look at library. Is right now it's 62 cents. I started buying at 30 cents. Now to me this is going to be my long shot because It is still being developed. And what it is, let's go ahead and bring it up. I've talked about this on my site before on a different channel. So I'm bringing up Library, and it's an application that mimics YouTube. And it's supposed to cut out the middleman of YouTube, which is why I love it. I loved it at 30 cents especially. The problem is most people are going to have a hard time understanding this. It's still very flaky too, so notice how it's taking a long time to start up. So what it is, it's basically YouTube on your desktop, and instead of files being on servers, they're shared. So you can upload your own videos, and there won't be any, I'm going to skip the upgrade, there won't be any of YouTube's blocking. There won't be any of their copyright infringement. They won't take down your videos. None of the middleman bullshit will be on there. And for content creators, that's huge. Secondly, you can choose to charge as much as you want for a video. And notice these are free. So you can put your videos up here, and instead of hoping and praying that YouTube gives you a cut of their revenue, you can get all of the revenue. 100% goes to you based on the coin called Library. And your wallet is right here. Notice I have 1,100 credits. Your wallet is here, and you can buy videos using these credits. All of these are free though. Probably there's some in here that are here. This one cost a credit, so that would cost like 60 cents to watch right now. You can set it to be like a quarter, 10 cents to watch. If you have a lot of credits and you wouldn't mind, you can put a limit on here that says, you know, I never want to spend more than $1 for a video, or 10 cents for a video, or 1 cent for a video, or I just want to watch free. Well, you don't have to pay if you don't want to. And the best videos, you might have a channel, a YouTube channel, and you might make only certain content cost money. Like the best videos, the top 5 videos, you might charge 2 coins or something, but the rest is free. And then so some people will want to watch those, and they'll be willing to pay $1 for it, or not. See, you see the power of this. And like I said, YouTube cannot take this down. Nobody can take this down because it's distributed. I love Library. I gave you a brief overview of it. The problem with it is it's still being developed. It's still kind of flaky. It's going to take, I would say, another 2 years for them to build a solid piece of software. I know how hard it is to build software. That's why I'm a little leery of it still. I think this is going to take off, and I think the coin is worth a lot more. I could see coins being worth at $30 right now. I could see easily $30, $40 coin. All right. Now I'm hearing a lot of buzz about Manero. One of the problems with these coins is that you really can track who owns what. You can go into the blockchain and look at where you sent your funds, your address, and you can see, oh, well, that went to Coinbase, and that person owns. You can backtrace pretty easily, I think, with Bitcoin. Well, there are coins now that encrypt the hell out of and create stuff that I don't understand, but it's supposed to be 100% untraceable. So that is going to have a place also in the marketplace for gambling, for people that just like privacy, which I agree with. There's nothing wrong with that. And the coin that has a lot of buzz is Manero, and I had that up here a second ago. And I literally I wanted to buy it. It's really hard to buy right now. I can't even get it. Let me try to find Manero. XMR, sorry. XMR. Okay, I was gonna buy it like yesterday, or I'd been trying to buy it, right? It was like $370. Oh look, it's like $400. It's like $400 today. I want to own a couple of those coins just because I think it's going to be it seems to be like the leader in the encrypted, non-traceable coin, and I think there's a place for that also. Now, are there other coins that might be better than this? Yes, these are my favorites. I'm choosing these because I understand them to a degree enough, and I believe in them, and they're in the top of the list. A good a good site to go to is this crypto coin market cap, and you'll see pretty much where most of the money is and how much supply. Notice that there's 16 million bitcoins right now, but there's 38 billion Ripple. That's why it's ranked so high, even though it's like $1, right? Litecoin, $303. Remember I said I was mining those back when they were $6? If I had bought a bunch of Litecoin instead of trying to mine them, I'd have $300,000 right now. Oh my God. I'm still doing good, but I made some mistakes. I'm hearing lots of good things about EOS, Quantum, Verge, all of these are the top ones. I don't think you can lose. But I wouldn't buy. I would start with Litecoin, and then go to Ethereum, and then Ripple, and then if you like something else and that I didn't mention, great for you. All right, I hope this helps you. This is where I'm at. If this video does well, if people are interested, I'm going to keep making them. All right.